Greetings, Albert Einstein. Physics often advances when we stop asking only what nature does and begin asking what our measurements actually mean. In my own work, time, distance, and simultaneity could no longer be treated as absolute notions independent of observation. But the dark light theory asks an even more disturbing question. What if the ruler, the clock, the observer, and the object being measured all belong to the same physical transformation? Could they remain perfectly consistent with one another while still failing to reveal the transformation that produced them? Before going further, let us be precise. This proposal does not require us to abandon Lorentz symmetry. A Lorentz transformation compares physical descriptions within spacetime. The thought experiment we are considering asks whether an observable space-time description can uniquely reconstruct a deeper operation from which that description emerged. The dark light theory must recover local Lorentz invariance wherever ordinary relativistic physics is already successful. If it cannot do so, the proposal fails. A deeper theory does not earn its place by destroying what already works. It must explain why it works. Now imagine a converging lens. It projects the luminous image of a person standing beside a cube. The person carries a measuring rod. Choose one cross-section of the projected cone. He measures the cube. 1 meter. His ruler confirms it. His geometry confirms it. Every experiment available inside his projected world confirms the same result. But now I ask you, does agreement between the ruler and the cube prove that neither has been transformed? Move to another section of the same projected cone. From the level of the optical apparatus, the projected person has changed scale. The cube and ruler have changed scale. And yet the observer measures again, 1 meter. Which measurement is wrong? Neither. The standard of measurement has participated in the same transformation as the object. This is where Yasuda K introduces what the dark light theory calls operational non-commutativity. I did not formulate this concept historically, but I recognize the style of the question. One must distinguish the operation from the record produced by the operation. Transforming a system and then reading its result need not preserve the same information as reading two states. Transform, then register. Register, then reconstruct. These procedures need not commute. A record can be physically correct without containing a unique reconstruction of its own generator. Now replace the optical projection with the observable universe. Our rulers, clocks, atoms, and photons, through which we reconstruct cosmic history, are inside it. General relativity tells us that the geometry of space-time is itself dynamic. TDLT does not need to say that cosmic expansion is an illusion. The universe can genuinely possess an expanding metric geometry. The new question is different. Could this expansion be the internally correct metric description of a deeper operational focalization? Look in every direction. The early universe appears throughout our past light cone. This does not mean that Earth occupies the center. Modern cosmology requires no privileged spatial center. But consider another possibility. If the observable past surrounds every observer, could a centerless observable expansion also be compatible with a distributed process of focalization? Operational focalization is not one gigantic lens. The proposal instead allows many operational focal nodes associated with the filamentary organization of the universe. Their collective physical readout must still reproduce the observable relativistic universe. No preferred inertial frame or violation of local Lorentz physics may simply be assumed. The deeper architecture must descend into the physics we know. Now consider quintessence, one possible dynamical description of dark energy. Suppose observations indicate an evolving dark energy sector. What exactly is evolving? A new substance? General relativity revealed that geometry itself had to enter the physical explanation. Sometimes the missing element is not another object inside the description, but a deeper structure of the description itself. TDLT asks whether operational non-commutativity could make an effective dynamical sector appear inside the observable projection, even when its deeper generator belongs to another level. I spent much of my life searching for deeper unity in nature. The dark light theory begins from an even more radical premise: the existence of eternity, not as an infinite amount of time, but as a pre-temporal condition from which time itself must become possible. This places TDLT in a different theoretical class. Most physical theories begin after space-time, causality, fields, or mathematical observability have already become admissible. TDLT asks what must exist before those concepts can even possess physical meaning. For that reason, it cannot be judged merely by applying unchanged equations that belong to a later operational stage. The first question must be deeper. Is its path from eternity to physical reality logically and mathematically coherent? But beginning deeper does not grant immunity from physics. It creates a greater responsibility. If the dark light theory begins before metric space and ordinary time, then it must explain how that language eventually becomes possible. It must recover Lorentz invariance, where Lorentz invariance succeeds. It must recover relativity, where relativity succeeds. It must recover quantum, gauge, thermodynamic, and cosmological physics within their proper observable domains. Only then does the distinction become meaningful. The question is no longer whether an existing theory can simply attack TDLT from a different starting point. The question becomes whether a theory beginning from eternity can descend step by step into the same physical reality we already measure, without having assumed that reality at the beginning. That is the challenge. And if it can do so, then we are no longer speaking merely of another model of the universe. We are speaking of a theory about why a universe capable of physical theories can exist at all. Physics proceeds by demanding better questions. The dark light theory calls this frontier operational non-commutativity. The record may preserve physical reality without preserving the complete operation that created it. In the language of TDLT, light becomes the memory of time. Thank you for your inquiry. Farewell.